Yeah, I got a message. Meeting is recorded.
Yeah.
So this meeting is being live streamed.
Yes. Hello, everybody. How are you? Welcome to yet another episode of Waycraft. This episode is very, very special for me. I will start with why it is special, and then I will tell you in the end how it is special. The first speciality of this is that sometimes what happens, you need to take a leap to call upon the universe to suggest you somebody who will walk an extra mile to give you a support. And through Waycraft, I am able to get that extra support from Mudassir Mehdi, if I am pronouncing it rightly. Uh, I call him sir, so Mudassir sir. Okay. Uh, Fair warning, we are not friends. Waycraft made us friends. So that's the speciality which I was actually talking about. Sometimes I strongly believe right through my journey, I don't look at the outcomes. I just work on the journey. I just work on the process. I want to be very, very honest, not to others, but to myself. And this Waycraft, when I started, is to bring in people to share their journey just as an investment and not to showcase their achievements, not to showcase what they accolades, but to showcase a vulnerability and to tell, saying that, see, I got this somehow, God's grace, I've come up and I'm here. So I'm willing to put my vulnerability on the desk so that it can be useful for someday to somebody. So with this as an introduction, I welcome Mudassi sir to Waycraft show. And more than me explaining his professional side, let's take a minute for him to explain his professional side, and that's where it stops. And after that, we will not be talking about the professional side. Welcome to Waycraft Show, sir.
Thank you, Satish. Yeah, first of all, very good afternoon to you and all the viewers who are live right now. And thanks once again to Waycraft and you for having this opportunity. This is the maybe a first platform where I am attending on a live show, and that too, it will be, as you told, it is an authentic and unscripted conversation. So this is, I think, probably the first time which I'm able to do that. So thanks for that once again. So about myself, I'll just take a minute, as you told. Thereafter, we'll stop there about the professional thing. Yeah. So I'm basically a chartered accountant, born and brought up in Hyderabad. I did all my studies, everything in Hyderabad. Then, after completing my CA, I got a job in campus recruitment in MMTC Limited. It's a public sector company. So I worked there for about 3 years. Then I wanted to come back to Hyderabad. I came back and worked in hospital industry for about 2 years, then in software industry for 2 years, and then I migrated to a non-profit sector with Dr. Reddy's. It's a part of Dr. Reddy Laboratory. There I worked for about 5 years. Then last 11 years, I've been working with Apollo Home Healthcare as Vice President Finance. So this is the subsidiary of Apollo Hospitals. This was my last organization. I just came out of Apollo Home Healthcare right now on a personal break. I'm right now in the holy city of Mecca in Saudi Arabia. This is one of the holiest place in the earth for people like us. And I'm blessed to be here for the third time now. Earlier, I came for Hajj. So this is all going to be a very fulfilling talk now, Satish. I think I will stop there from my professional achievements. I will leave the floor open to you.
Thank you so much. I think that's one thing which I forgot to say. You are dialing from Saudi Arabia, and I just heard that there is around 2.5 hours of time difference, uh, and you are in a fully, trip. I wish and pray that all your trip goes on smoothly, and pray for all of us also. And
Yeah,
blessings, holy blessings is something which has to be given to everybody, and
true.
be our messenger and take us there, and then pray for us also.
Sure, sure, Satish.
Okay, perfect. Sir, now coming to the other side of it, right?
Yeah,
The first thing which came to my mind, I told you I don't want to script anything. I don't want to do anything because I somehow believe the rawness or the childlike curiosity is something which will probably take us, and maybe we will ask some questions which are, if we put our brain, we will not ask that question. Okay, I think my first question can be that itself. You started that you are a chartered accountant, and you ended that you are in a holy trip right now. Okay. Now my question is, I will probably reverse it like this. Okay. Um, Spirituality is faith based. Okay, it is belief, it is strength. I'm a deeply spiritual person myself. Chartered accountant, CFO is all number based or evidence based. Okay,
true.
so let us ask one question where you answer yourself. Okay, let's say that Holy Mudassir sir has to convince chartered accountant saying, don't look everything into the evidence. Faith is important. Okay, and if you do a role reversal later, you answer as a chartered accountant, and then you tell Mudassir, spiritual Mudassir sir, saying that no, it's the numbers which is very important. Faith is secondary. And it came to me. I don't know.
Right. When I take it, I'm getting it. So, but before I come to that, I want to start this conversation on a very shairana note. You know, shero shairi.
Right.
It's
Okay.
poem.
It's
Like
poem.
in
I
Hindi, we
like.
call it
I
poem. Yes, yes, yes.
I like.
I heard in the last episode you also rendered one poem that was in
You are.
English.
If
So
you
I'm
are.
going to tell it in Urdu,
I don't
right?
know
But
Urdu,
I'm
but
going to
if
translate
you
it
are,
for you. I will
yes,
translate.
please. Let's go. Yes.
Right. So are you ready? So
Yes.
this is very old share. So when I say I'm going to recite one share, you have to tell Irshad, which means please proceed.
Ishad. Okay. Ishad.
Irshad. Yeah,
Ishad.
yeah. So एक शेर अर्ज है मुलायजा फरमाइए which means I'm telling one share, you please listen. So you have to
Okay.
tell Irshad.
Okay. Ishad.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
ठीक है. So the share goes like this. खुद ही को कर बुलंद इतना, खुद ही को कर बुलंद इतना कि हर तकदीर से पहले, which means खुद ही को means you make yourself so much able, so much skilled that खुद ही को कर बुलंद इतना कि हर तकदीर से पहले, तकदीर is your destiny, right, what is written in you. तो खुद ही को कर बुलंद इतना कि हर तकदीर से पहले खुदा खुद बंदे से पूछे बता तेरी रजा क्या, which means you make yourself so much able that before taking any decision for you, God should come and ask, Sampat, tell, what is your wish? What do you want?
Okay.
That is the crux of this
Okay.
share.
Okay.
Okay,
Lovely.
so now, did you get it?
Yes. Of course. Yes.
So, which means you and me, we have to work on making ourselves so much able that God doesn't have to think. They will have to just come and ask, tell, what do you want? I will give you.
Lovely.
That's the crux of this. Okay, now
Perfect.
I will come to your question.
Right.
So, if the faithful or the Mudassir have to ask to the CA Mudassir. So the question which I'm going to ask is just believe in God. Whatever is happening for good. And that good is for me, not for anybody else. So whatever I'm doing. So if today I'm speaking with you, there is definitely a good for me. And obviously, when you are speaking, there's a good for you, right? So whatever happens in life, it happens for the good. That's what I'm going to tell to the CA Mudassir. And when CA Mudassir is going to tell, come back and tell, how do you prove it? Because he wants evidence.
Yes.
He wants everything in writing. So I'm going to tell that you please experience yourself.
Mhm.
Only when you experience, you will get automatically the belief in God. So you
Mhm.
already told Sampath, you are already a religious person, spiritual person. You might have experienced it.
Yes.
I am experiencing time and again in this trip, in my previous trip also. We just think of, okay, okay, God, please help me. I need this. The next moment it is coming. Just my 10-year-old girl, which is there with me, she told me yesterday, I just prayed to the God, I need chocolate. Next moment, somebody came and gave chocolate. That's the
Lovely.
belief.
Lovely. Yes.
So that's what I wanted to convey to both the Mudassirs, that
Perfect.
belief is important.
Yeah. You need to believe in the number, and the number is there in the belief.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, lovely. Yeah, I don't know why I asked this question, but the answer is very interesting. Thank you so much. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's probably start from you said that like you got work immediately after your campus and you are a chartered accountant. So I take it for granted that your academic is properly taken care. Okay, so now comes the factor of people generally who are academically uh, well settled. Okay, they generally they don't take any risk in their life. Okay, because the minute your studies is over, your job is there. The minute the next this job is getting bored, your next job is there. Next job is there. Next job is there. So I am going to ask Murasir only one thing. Did you ever take any risk which you said that, oh, I don't think I will be able to do it, but still I want to do it. I just took your career as an example, but in personal life, I'm asking, I'm just asking how to understand the person because for people like me, studies was my biggest monster. Okay.
Mhm.
Not about others, like I'm not talking about getting a job or something. Okay. Clearing the paper and getting a degree was the biggest Everest, climbing effort for people like us. Okay. So if
Okay,
that is the
okay,
case, for us, other things are very easy. Okay, because I was a sportsman. So you ask me to do anything, probably like climb this, climb that, do this, do that. Everything is easy. The minute I turn towards studies, it's big monster standing. Okay. But I want to see from this side view for people where studies is very comfortable. Okay, what is a monster for you?
So I will again tell this in one share, Satish.
Lovely.
Right?
Irshad.
You are now you are setting the right momentum for me to proceed.
Perfect.
Okay. So manzile, manzil is your destination or your
Right.
purpose
Yeah.
of your life,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So manzile अपने आप कदम चूम लेती है. Qadam is your feet, right? So I'm saying success will automatically find your feet. So मंजिलें तो अपने आप कदम चूम लेती है. बस चलने का हुनर जिंदा रहना चाहिए. Which
Yeah.
means you only have to have the intention to walk.
Right.
Success will automatically find its path. So with this share, the crux is you asked me, right? So what was there in the career? So I always believed in this. If I have to find success, I have to just keep positive frame of mind and move in the right direction. If I'm stopping, that means I'm not moving. I have to move in the right direction with the positive frame of that is very important. So if I have positive frame of mind and I move in the right direction, success will come automatically. I don't have to run behind the success. So that's the crux. So your question was in my career. So did I find in any? What was your question exactly?
Yeah,
Did
not
I
in the
miss that?
career, in your life, other than the career.
Right. Okay, okay. So in my life also, if I look back now after 23 years after completing my profession, I don't think there is any single point where I regret because Satish, I'll tell you frankly, we have been brought up in a family where the people are full of role models. So my father was my first role model. He was doing night duty without any weekly off. That was my first role model. He was my first role model. And my mother, she was a primary school teacher. She used to do tuitions after completing the school. Till 5 o'clock, she was in the school. She was again a role model for me. She is even today a role model for me. And then my sisters, they used to go to college, come back and do home tuitions. So this is the my all my sisters were my role models. They are now role models. And then now after marriage, my wife, she doesn't need any money, but she is very passionate about cooking. She is a home baker. She started her own channel, Relish Bakers, Relish Treats.
Wow.
So I'm now surrounded by all role models. So that's the to answer your question. There is no moment which I think I regret anything in life. I'm thankful to God. God has given me everything, and I'm long looking forward for much more. But
Okay,
that's it
this
for me.
actually takes me something. Now, since
Yeah.
you actually saw the person not as a uh, name. You can everybody says, "Oh, my mom, my father, my sister." This is a standard quest answer which everybody gives. But you went one point further, and you start looking at their resilience. Okay. And I was able to bring up this the minute you talk about your wife saying that, she doesn't need to do anything, like her life is set, but still, like she is actually doing something like that. There are two ways to look into it. Number one is that, like her passion, her drive, and something like that. And you looking at somebody's potential, putting that first. Okay. So I'm going to ask you a question. With that as a precursor, I'm going to ask you a question to define what resilience according to you
Resilience is having faith in yourself, having
is.
perseverance in your go towards your goal, and having a positive frame of mind. These are the three things which are very important. And if we have these three things, I think you are a resilient person.
Perfect. Mudasi sir, I am going to put you in a situation, sir. Your answer actually, this faith in yourself actually remembered me about 2, 3 days back what happened to me because I go to a lot of places. So I'll take one situation and create one more situation, and there is a person whose next meal is under question mark. Okay, next meal
Meal,
itself.
food
Yeah,
supply.
meal. Yeah, they are
Okay,
so
food.
downtrodden that like everything is uncertain. Okay, everything is uncertain. Okay, and there is other side where everything is already there.
Mhm.
Okay, I do a lot of counseling sessions where people come and they are addicted to several things. Okay, let's not go into the detail. So these two people are sitting next to each other. Okay, so I'm going to get out of that chair. I'm going to put you in that chair. Okay, and how will you make them feel to this person saying that faith is the one which is important? Okay. And what, according to you, is the definition of faith for this side of the person? And you have to actually say the same faith is important to the other side also. So the faith can have multiple meanings. Okay. For
True.
somebody, a faith is different from what, according to me, faith and what you, according to you, may match because we are almost in that stage of a career where, the variation and all, everything got normalized and we are almost traveling in the same route. It may not
True.
be the same for somebody else.
True.
Okay. So I'm taking from your own answer. How can you help me teach them faith in yourself is important when the life is different?
So if I'll go to the first person who is a well-to-do person,
Yes,
right? And I will explain him that nothing is permanent in life. Today you are a well-to-do person, right? So success is temporary, right? Class is permanent. So which means if you if you are gratitude, if you have gratitude towards God, then God will give you even more. So if you are having more, please give it to the person who needs it, who deserves it, and who actually is in need of it, basically. So I will convince them saying that be grateful to God and start giving whatever is more to you. And with this, I will reinforce his faith in his God, whatever he believes. So with this, if he understands this, how much gratitude is important, he will definitely go and help the person. Because I have myself seen practically the more we give, the God gives you more.
Yes.
The more you छुपाने मतलब if you just keep
Yes.
it in your pocket, then it will remain there and will go off.
Yes.
So I will explain to that person. And I will now go to the other person who is not having meal for his next time
Yes.
when he is hungry, right? So again, I will tell the same thing to him: believe in God. If you
Mhm.
believe in God, then just as I told you, just as I told you, right? Just now, my example of my daughter. So believe in God, do whatever you can. After believing God, you don't have to just sit down at your
Yeah.
place.
Yeah. Put your
Do
work.
whatever you have with whatever the resources you have, whatever the tools you have, whatever the knowledge you have, please utilize it and work for it. And then at the end of the day, leave it to God. Okay, I've
Mm.
done my parts. If God wills, it will come.
Okay.
Not only for the next meal, he will get it for next 10 months. So
Okay.
I will reinforce this faith in him. And then once he's understood about that, then both will be aligned.
Perfect. Mudassar sir, what is your life this fully planned from first, or you wanted to become something and then something else landed up, or how it is, like, because you look like somebody who is very calm enough to explain everything to everybody. So, is there a fire which is burning inside, or it is just a smooth stream of river which is still going on?
And I think, see, Satish, if we are in our comfort zone, then we are not growing, we are not learning.
Right.
So I'm always curious to do something more than what I'm doing.
Okay, I will
Not,
rephrase the
not
question. I think I will
yeah.
rephrase the question. Maybe it's going in a different direction. No, no. If I probably take a time machine and you and me are going to, let's say, 15-year-old or 18-year-old Mudasir, okay, and then we are going to ask them to write top 5 things that you want to do in life, okay, and then let's probably go to 25-year-old, get the same answer, right? And today, get the same answer. You give me what would have been the first five, the second five, and the third five.
So when I was 15-year-old, when I was 25-year-old, and
Yeah,
now
just
today.
a
These are
number.
the three
Yeah, yeah,
situations.
just
That's
a
what
number.
that's what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got it. I got it. So got it. So maybe the first part when I was just maybe just going to college. At that time, the situation was just to first complete the study, stand on your own feet. Because I told you
yeah, yeah,
about the family
yeah,
background,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So at that time, I was in the mindset that how soon shall I start earning? It was not about any specific career like
But it
you
was
have a
always like
doctor.
auditing like
Uh,
that. Okay,
no, no, I'm talking even before that. It was nothing like that. I have to become doctor or chartered
right,
accountant or anything like that. It was just standing on my feet and helping the family.
right.
So I became chartered accountant not by choice, but by chance or by circumstances made me.
Wow.
So now that I became chartered accountant, now we are now fast forwarding after 10 years. So when I was, let's say, about 25, 30 years of age, just after marriage. At that time, my aim was how much I can learn more. Agreed. I have completed my CA. What more I should do? Like within CA also, we have various fields, right? Direct taxation, indirect taxation, XYZ, so many things. What is my core area? What is my strength? What I should go further? Shall I stay in India? Shall I go abroad? That was my in the thought process at about 25, 30 years of age. Now, having worked now for about 20 years plus now today, I feel I have covered a fair ground. Now, I am at a stage where I have to now go into creating more leaders, right? So according to me, a leader is the one who create more leaders. So that I believe in that. So
Yes.
wherever I work, wherever I go, I try to inculcate that habit of uh, having the great leadership strength in any person. So now I am seeing that how much I can train other people, how much I can equip themselves. Can they stand on their own feet? I will give my own example and explain that. And for me personally, I've done whatever I could do. Now it's only now stage of consolidation. I will say this last 10 years of my career will be in the stage of consolidation and then going forward. I think I answered your question.
You actually answered my question, and you also gave me my next question. Okay, so the thing is that if you probably have to go to that young Mudassir and no, let's bring the young Mudassir now. Okay, and
Mm.
then looking at that, if he is sitting in front of you, what he would say that you should have not done this.
Uh, Very tricky question. Not done this. Uh, I don't think, Sadhvi, actually speaking, there is any such moment which I regret. I
Hmm.
always take pride in what I have done, and I continue to look forward for what more I can do. So it's very difficult for me to take out what I should not have done. So probably if I have to, if you scratch more, maybe you will get this answer that I should have gone abroad
Right,
rather than working all through in India. Maybe that
right.
was one small regret. But again, when I think back about the reasons I want to spend time with my parents because I am the only son, I think I have taken a good decision.
Right, right.
So
Okay. Now, if you will go to young Murasir and say that you should have not done that,
uh, maybe I should have started LinkedIn 10 years ago. With what I've started 1 year ago. Mm, and maybe I should have been, I will tell them you should have been more tech savvy because today I
understood,
have only 2,000 followers in LinkedIn. By this time, where I am in the career, I should have more than 10,000 followers on LinkedIn.
understood. And just for you, as far as I'm concerned, LinkedIn, I think my page got started, I think 2008 or something. But I am active in LinkedIn only from last year, October. 2025 October 11th, if I remember right, because I joined PSCI, Professional Speaker Association of India. Everybody or LinkedIn, like that is one social media platform which I kind of, you will see my photos, everything will be there. But
Right.
I never even thought, just like how you said, it was only around 2000 something it was there. So but after that, the minute I got into LinkedIn and started understanding things, and I saw a huge, not only opportunity, as a behavioral psychology, I see a lot of mix of people, and what actually excites me is I go to theaters, I go to stadium, I go to all meetings, not for seeing the guests on the stage, but I like to see people around, because I'm a
Oh.
behavioral psychologist. Like every single strange behavior is a good learning for me. Okay. So,
Hmm.
and there are behavioral psychology is something, if I start talking throughout this entire lifetime, I can talk, because that much variation every human being has. And our God has given a brain which is, even today nobody can decode it. Something
Correct.
like that. Uh, okay, let's let's take this answer that you have actually, uh, uh, the minute I spoke about the old Mudassir giving an advice to young this thing, it is for a purpose that I asked. The purpose is that
Okay.
sometimes some decisions or some things, when we look into our life, okay, it is always our own tendency to say that, huh, I have done it right. It's okay. I, it is basically our own self we will first accept our decisions and we will then immediately compare it saying that this is a good decision. Okay. And
right.
we will then say that I did this because you know what? Because of point number one, two, three, four, five, I did this. Okay. But if you put somebody else in the same situation who is also having the same point one, two, three, four, five, your advice would be something different.
Yes,
Okay. So the reason for me asking the first two questions is that that is your learning. Okay.
yes,
Now
obviously, correct.
come to your coaching moment. Okay. Let's say you are actually looking at Gen Z Mudassir, okay, who is there, who can actually see a 60% reinforcement of, how whether it is a life reinforcement or probably situation or something like that. Okay. My, it can even be simple yes or no answer, or it can even, will you be advising him exactly like what you did? Or probably you will probably say that, hey, you know what, this is what I did, but don't do this. Do something better.
Correct. It's very obvious, right? Any father will like his son to be more, I will say, knowledgeable or more skillful than himself. If I'm come to this extent, I want my son to go to 10 times more.
Not only
So
this,
that's a
no, no,
human
no,
tendency.
anybody. It can, that's why I said the coaching moment. It can be a staff
Yes,
in your organization.
yes. So for them also, I always tell that. See, always. So, for example, if I'm speaking to my reportee, let's say,
Hmm.
so I will tell them 2 years from now, you should be in a position to sit on my chair.
Right,
So you should know what all I am doing, what I am not doing, and what are the tools I am using, what are the checks and balances I'm using, and how am I reporting to my seniors. For example, if I'm preparing any board deck, let's say, so I will involve them with the purpose. So I always believe in telling them what rather than telling them how. So I will tell them only this is the purpose, this is what we are going to do. I will leave the how to them. They will find their own how
right,
to do.
right,
And I always start with the reason. So we are doing this exercise because we want to do one, two, three, four things.
right,
And I require you to do another three, four things. Now he will figure it out how to do that. So
right,
this is what exactly I have been doing throughout my career with my team. And then always I'm on the lookout of how I should empower them, how I should delegate the task to them so that they come up in their life
right.
and take higher position.
Perfect. See how nicely, the words checks and balances, all the CFO inside you all came out. Okay. This question was a trick question. Okay. This was a hook question. Okay. The hypnotherapy inside me came out. Okay. If
Okay, okay.
will you say the exact answer to your wife? All this check,
Yeah, of course.
all the terminologies and this, like this works with the reportee. Okay. Will it work with your wife? Or will it work with your wife? Will it work with your daughter? I think that's a good question to ask.
So I have to get into their shoes first before I advise them, right? Before I
Absolutely.
tell them.
Yeah.
So, uh, so only when we know what are they doing, then only we can get into them and advise them further or help them. So the best thing for me to do is go and help them. So I will try to spend time with my children in their studies and try to help the wife. I may not go into the kitchen, but I will help them in getting the things, keeping the things in order. And then I think this applies to everybody in the universe.
Perfect. See, the reason why, Mudassi sir, I asked is because, this is exactly how human we behave, the minute when you talk about the reportee, you said that, I will give them a task and then I will not ask them how you will do it, but I will just give them a target saying that you have to sit in my chair for 2 years, after 2 years. Okay. The
Yes,
minute I shift the focus to our own circle, the coach has disappeared. Now you are not telling them saying you do the job. You say that I will go and help them out. I will go, I will be with them. And like it's like, you are the one who is taking the job and you are the one who will start doing it. Okay.
true.
There are few terminologies for that, but the neuroplasticity, what happens is that inside our mind, we create few,
Mhm.
we pick few people. Okay. And then, for them, we actually think that we are responsible for them. Okay, so whenever you or anybody, whenever we put them on similar kind of a question, in one place, you will allot it and you will keep quiet. Okay, the other place, you will be going, it's as simple as servant leadership. You are the one who will actually do every single thing when it comes to your own circle. Okay, and
Yes,
and
correct.
and this is pretty much everybody has the dish, everybody has that, but it is very it is very rare to see a seasoned audit based professionals, who are glued with this kind of an activity to still carry on having something. It's a very rare phenomenon, at least with number of people that I actually meet it. With this as a question, okay, for me, every situation takes me to the next question only. With this as a question,
Yes.
okay, how do you think about the vulnerability? Because every human, we are not perfect. That's why we are human beings. Okay. Many a times I'm linking this with your career also, but answer need not be career. Many a times what happens, we actually sit as an auditor, we are a CFO, we are listening, we inadvertently we try to have our vulnerabilities buried deep inside. Okay, because there has to be a hero showcase, right? How much of that, first question, did you carry that back to your house also? If yes, how much of that? If no, was there a vulnerability burial system in the personal thing also? My question is, I don't want to know what, but I want to know how were you able to manage. That is very important for anybody to actually have. It is very easy to cry everywhere and say that I am a very truthful soul.
Mhm.
Okay. It is not going to help us, it's not going to help anybody. So there is a burial system for everybody.
True, true.
Yeah,
Right. So to answer that question, I will take you to my this aeroplane journey.
right.
So when I was going to washroom near the door of the pilot, I read this. It was written for the pilot. Leave your worries till this door. There is
Wow.
no place for them inside. I think everybody who is traveling can see this on the. So
Cockpit.
this is what exactly I do.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay. Wow.
Just on the door.
Right.
So
Leave
this is
your
what
worries on the
exactly
floor.
I
Oh,
also do. That's it. There's no place for it inside. So which means once he's in the cockpit, he has to focus on his work. So exactly, I follow the same principle. When I go to office, I leave my worries. In fact, I don't have any worries by God's grace. Whatever it is, I leave it at home. And then when I come back from office to home, at that time there will be some worries sometimes. But there is a way to handle that also.
right.
It will be practically impossible for you to leave it outside. But now when you come inside and make your, let's say, wife as partner for and your children as a partner for it. For example, I'll tell them the situation. Sometimes my children will come out with solutions. I tell them in a simple word, this is the problem which I'm facing today. Now let's find out how we can work it. So they will come with options.
Wow.
And if there is something very serious, if I tell to my wife, she will come out with some solution.
Right.
So what I'm trying to tell you is, it is not always practical to leave your worries outside of your home. But if you take the other person into confidence,
Right.
take them as your partner, they will help you in many ways. And
Right.
for example, if I go to my mother and tell my problem, she is having that much knowledge and that much experience. She will give an insight. It may or may not work, but that insight is always helpful. We have to take the
Absolutely.
clues out of it and
Absolutely.
then weave it into a solution. I think that was
Okay.
a
Now,
great
yeah,
question.
yeah, yeah. This actually, this word called clue or weave it to as a solution. uh, I can definitely name him. He's a very close friend of mine. You know, the owner, Mr. C.K. Kumaravel, he is the owner of Natural Salon. Okay, this is his favorite word, like take clues and then, weave it as your own solution. Some leaders are so powerful that, when you hear a word, you recollect about them. He has Natural Salon all across India, such a successful entrepreneur, and yet if you call him for giving a speech, he is a very grounded person. So I give a big shout out for CKK, very good friend of mine. So now I'll ask you in that case, okay, let's say now I really want to pick your brain. Okay, I don't want to know the outcome of it. You are a chartered accountant. You have sit on the board. You have actually have all experience when it comes to numbers, risk, and things like that. Okay. Um, let's say today, or probably as soon as you are finished your holy trip, you're back to Hyderabad, you have to start a business. Okay. So this is kind of a situation that I'm giving it to you right now. Um, don't give me a answer like an auditor or CFO or something like that. Obviously, paper and pen, you're taking it. Okay. Now, this business is not for you. Okay. This
Mhm.
business is for me. Okay.
Okay.
But I am entrusting this duty to you. Right.
Mhm.
I don't want to know what business, this, whatever it is, but I want to know from you, which can be structured as a generalized framework, so that I want to hear from the money side of the perspective on how an entrepreneurial entry has to be. We have got lot of college dropout and then coming and then immediately successful. Okay, passion, start company, immediately successful. Okay, there is a social media hype, immediately successful. For a change, let's ask the money man. Okay, asking saying I'm not saying that business has to be successful. I'm saying like to start a business. Okay,
Mhm.
how will your brain work? Take us through your brain. Can be any business, and the business is not for you.
Of course, I understood.
Yeah.
So I'll take the example of my wife. So she also started, she's an entrepreneur, she started her own business. So to start any business, we should have at least three things. One, knowledge. You should know, you should know, right? If you have to do any business, you should have that knowledge.
Okay.
Second, you should have a
This
skill.
let's have this as a frequent talk. Do you really have to have the knowledge?
Yes, for doing the business, you should know the knowledge in the sense how business works. So if you are in get let's say a software company, you should know at least how the software is made and how it works. You
Right.
need not know how to develop it, but
Right.
you should have a knowledge of it, a
Right.
working knowledge.
So
Need not be
industry
expert knowledge.
understood. Okay,
Yes.
please. Yeah.
And second thing is skill. You should have skill to do that business. So, for example, if you are starting, like my wife's example, she's starting a home baker business. So she should know the skill, right? She herself should know how to bake, what all she can bake, what are the varieties she can actually. She should have that skill. She
Mm,
cannot simply outsource it to anybody. That's
mm,
uh,
mm,
preparation, right? And the third, last but not the least, is the finance, the money. You
mm,
should have a wherewithal. You should have financial muscle to do that business. So if you have these three things, I think any person can start this business. And what I believe is any business, be it any business, you have to first feed your business for 1 year.
mm.
Then business will feed you for the balance period.
Okay. As I said, like now the business you're talking about your wife. I said the business is for me. So the business is, let's say that I don't have an industry experience. I don't have the skill. Okay. And I don't have money. And now
Okay.
the nature has put me in a position that I don't have a job.
Mhm.
So I'm an accidental entrepreneur.
Okay.
The reason for me to push you with this is looking at the startup industry, 93% of whatever is happening is accidental entrepreneurship. Okay. And I really want somebody to start talking about it. And I'm taking it from you. So no skill, no finance, no knowledge. Now give me how to do it.
So then he has to work with like-minded people. If you don't have a
Absolutely.
skill,
Right.
but so you are starting a business, so you have to start sitting around the people who is already doing that business.
Mm,
So you have to, if you're not having, you told you don't have knowledge, neither skill nor knowledge, both can be imbibed, both
mm,
can be gathered at pace,
mm,
both can be learned over a period of time,
mm,
right? One by practice, second by just observing.
mm.
And then the third you is finance, which is definitely important. But now, if you have knowledge and skill, a third person can come and support you financially, as long as you are able to demonstrate your knowledge and skill.
Mm.
I
Murali
think
sir,
if you are,
uh, what
this is not what you
happens?
wanted.
No, no, no. See, everything is correct. There is no right or wrong here. It's just a psychological discussion, and as we talk, we are going deep, deep, deep inside the layer. Okay. Now, what happened to the all those things that we spoke some time back? Why is that the resilience, my mindset, and all those things which we spoke, like, very important to a person. Okay. But why those words are not coming out of your mouth right now?
Because right now I'm in the stage of bread and butter. If you have to do the business, these three things are there. Once you have three things, when you start your business, you should have perseverance, you should have patience. All those things will come automatically.
Right,
But you told now we have to start the business. To start the business first, you should have that much uh, encouragement, right? You should have that much support system around you.
right.
And if you
Support
have this, I
system.
think once support system is very important, right? So if, as I told you, 1 year you have to
Absolutely,
do the business, which means you have to invest for 1 year without expecting any returns.
absolutely,
Then
absolutely,
business will start giving you the return.
absolutely,
And
absolutely.
that support system need not be from your family. It has to be from your friend circle. It has to be from your well-wishers. It has to be from your all your elders. Your community is very important. It plays a very important role. Your community
Yeah,
also plays an
yeah, yeah,
important role.
yeah.
The society where you are living, because day in day out they will see you what are you doing.
Right.
So I think these are all the various factors which will help any entrepreneur.
Murasi sir, sometimes what happens, life pushes us to get into some businesses which we never even thought we will be there, or we will never even like to be there. Okay. Let's take now test subject is you. Okay. So you name a business which you will never get into. That's my first question.
Never get into. There are many such examples.
Something number one, anyone.
So betting, for example, online gaming, betting. This is the business which I
Okay,
don't do.
even I don't know much about it. Something else, which at least I know.
So the business which I don't want to get into, uh, I will say uh, teaching, because
Okay, let's for example
I'm a
teaching. Yeah, let's say
yeah, yeah.
anything. Let's say that you will you hate doing teaching. Okay. Uh, uh, Now I want you to start a business in teaching. Okay. So this is the desperation of life that many a times, life actually puts us in some situation. Okay.
Yes.
I want to know from you saying that yes, there is a hate. Okay. But there is a need. Okay. How will you talk to your inner Mudassir and say that it's okay? How will you convince it?
Yeah,
This Waycraft is interested only on the inner talk.
agreed, agreed. So I hate the business of teaching, but I have to do for some reason, right? So I will
Exactly.
go into the success factors for those business. For example, I will do some research and understand who are the great people into this line of business. For example, there are many institutions, right, be it college, universities, people started, great scholars. I will study them. I'll understand how did they start and how they are successful. I will try to find out what are the factors influence them to become teachers. And I'll try to match that. Are those factors matching with me? And I will take the motivation from them. I will speak, I will listen to their speeches. I will go to various forums, if there are any material available, I will read them, understand them. And then, if possible, I'll try to go and meet them because meeting in person will be very constructive exercise rather than just reading it. So I will meet them and get some inspiration from them. And then I will meet the like-minded people. So, for example, I'm starting, let's say I want to start some school. I'll go and meet other school person who is not successful yet, but I will go and learn from them. How did you start? What were the factors which helped you? What are the learnings you are facing? What is that? What all the good things which I can take? Which where are the things where I should be careful about? So I think these are the steps which I will do to create interest in myself,
Right.
so that hate will turn into love.
Yeah.
And once I have love and dedication, then I can flourish in any business.
Perfect. Again, the reason why I ask is because there is always this inner conflict which we all will have sometime or other, or in my case, I have more. There is a lot of inner conflict which is going on. I don't want the situation per se, but the reason why I ask for this is making your brain to recollect some of the inner conflicts in your life. That's how the neuroscientists work. I gave you an example. I'm sure while you were explaining it, your brain would have brought some inner conflict, which was going on in your life sometime back or which is going on right now. How do you address it without affecting your normal day? I'm not asking you like going to like-minded people. Those are external influences. Okay. Mudassir talking to Mudassir himself. Take us through that journey. It can be meditation, it can be anything. I'm sometimes the biggest hurdle for our own success is we. Nobody else. Yeah. So
Right.
I,
So
I
I have, I got your question, Satish. I
perfect.
have answer in two ways. I can give you this. I will first tell you one share, then I will give the answer in
I
one
have
word.
that in mind, and I wanted to say Ifsad.
Yes, yes. So the share goes like this. मेरी गफलतों की हद नहीं. गफलत is mistake, sins, what I am doing. हद is the limit.
Okay.
तो मेरी गफलतों की हद नहीं, तेरी रहमतों की हद नहीं. रहमत is the blessings of the God. Had I already told you. So which
Yeah.
means there is no limit for the sins I am doing, and there is no limit for the blessings which I am getting from the God.
Right.
So मेरी गफलतों की हद नहीं, तेरी रहमतों की हद नहीं. ना मेरी खता का शुमार है, ना मेरी खता का शुमार. खता is again mistake. Shumar is count.
Right.
So day in, day out, I'm making so many mistakes, so many sins, but God is still giving me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Countlessly is giving. That's what this share says.
Yeah.
मेरी गफलतों की हद नहीं, तेरी रहमतों की हद नहीं. ना मेरी खता का शुमार है, ना तेरी अता का शुमार है. मतलब I'm making countless sins, countless mistakes, but He's blessing me countlessly.
Right.
So this is the share. And to answer your question, one single word is gratitude. If you
Uh,
have gratitude in yourself, being thankful to God for whatever you have, that it's sufficient. If you're thankless, then nothing is there. So I always divide everything when my children says anything, whether it is your need, want, or like. If you're thankful to the God, you will get all three. But if you're
need,
thankless, you will
want,
not get even
like.
one. And like. Need is I require water. That is need,
Mm.
right? My want is I want only bottled water in Bisleri water. That is my like. That is my want. And my like is I only drink when it is chilled, right? So these three are the things which you will get all three. But if
Yeah,
you believe in God and be thankful whatever you're, at least you're getting
gratitude.
water, yeah, be thankful for that.
Yeah,
If you are thankful, then you will get all three. You will get in bottled water, that too chilled water, you will get it. So did I
amazing.
answer your question?
Oh, beautifully. This is amazing. Uh, I I I I I somehow feel that it all goes back to uh, awareness. Instead of expectation, just be aware of what is there and what is being given to us, served to us with the universe, something like that. And I want to link this with your CFO job now. Okay. CFO, at least because I run a couple of companies. So, in my CFO, I call him the CEO of bad days. Okay. So, the reason is when company is good, everything is good, absolutely fine. CFO role is to make sure that everything is okay. But let's say suddenly payments are not coming, this is not coming, that is not coming. So when the entire execution goes for a big six, then the CFO becomes the CEO. Okay,
Yeah.
because he needs to make sure that the current team is or the current operation is running, and he also makes sure that the existence of the company is there for couple of years so that the next wave of luck is coming here. So this is how I define a CFO. May be right, may not be right. Okay. Now, this sense of calmness, okay, this sense of inner satisfaction, will it, how to name it, how to what, will it supplement your role as a CFO? Because you should be like a person who should always have that star conditions apply mindset when it comes to CFO, right? Because you cannot take everything which is there. If I am seeing this is white, CFO asks the question, so what, this may be white, or what if tomorrow this becomes gray?
Yes. So Satish, I think you are coming in the right direction. So having being a CFO, let's say a situation coming where things are not in my control, things are turning bad. So if I start reacting, then the ripple effect will be much more.
Right,
So I always try not to react, but only respond.
right.
So there's a difference. I hope you can understand the difference
Yes,
between react and respond.
yes, yes.
So we have to pause, reflect, uh, understand what are the pros and cons of taking any action, and then respond back. I think this is one of the quality which I've been practicing it consciously. Unconsciously, you cannot practice it. So consciously, be it any situation, be it at office or be it at home, I try to maintain calm and composure, which
Absolutely.
will help me in taking a right decision. And I always believe Ratan Tata used to say this: I don't take decisions. I take decisions and make them right. Sorry, I don't
Take
make right
right
decisions.
decision. Yeah, yeah, understand.
I make the decision and make them right. So I also consciously try to take some decision with a full calculated view. And once we take that, we have to stick to that. I have taken the right decision and work towards it. And
Absolutely.
obviously, the things will fall into the place.
Perfect. I have 7 questions to ask you. This 7 questions I ask for every guest. I call this as a human archive. Okay. We are there is a company of mine which is called as Mesma Lab. We are into behavioral psychology and inner psychology research, and this 7 question is part of long form research, which means we are asking the same 7 questions to so many people across the world, various age lines, and then we are trying to plot human response archive. So,
Okay.
uh, very simple. Whatever comes to your mind, you can tell. No need for explanation. Keep it as like a bullet point as possible because AI is transcribing this video. So AI will also transcribe and take all the responses into a cloud. So
Okay.
if you are ready, it's just what comes to your mind first type of question. Okay. So my
Fair
first
enough. Fair enough.
question is, who are you when nobody needs anything from you?
I'm talking to myself, always looking on how to learn more, how to grow more in the career.
All right, perfect. I'll go to my second question is, what part of yourself do people benefit from the most but rarely notice?
Again, the same thing. My nature of being calm and composed. I think that is the one people will look forward to it, and often many people are not aware of.
Lovely. Okay, my next question is, what became stronger in you because life hurt you?
Belief in God.
Hmm.
So the day by day it is increasing, and day by day I'm becoming more closer to God, and it is giving me more satisfaction,
Okay,
and it is helping me in my inner self, and which is also helping my outer self.
beautiful. Okay, my next question. What ordinary moment in life feels extraordinary to you?
What ordinary moment
In life
feels extraordinary?
feels extraordinary to you?
Yeah. So I think spending time with oneself is one such moment.
Amazing.
Like just being away from any gadgets, being away from phone, and just keeping quiet. That's it, nothing else. And the second thing is spending time with the family. These are the two very ordinary things, but I feel it very extraordinary. And the more I spend time on this, I feel more happy.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, as you grew older, what silently disappeared from your
Here,
life? Can be a valid answer. Why not? I am
so
sure. I am sure this will be tagged separately.
so apart from that, on a serious note, I think uh, negativity uh, and getting into the comfort zone is the two things which I'm consciously working to get away from my life. And I think it is improving as we move ahead.
Amazing. So my sixth question, sir. What kind of a human connection do you think the world is starving right now?
Your question itself is giving the answer. The human touch. See, we are living in the world of AI, right?
Mhm.
And we are moving away from the human touch. So this is what even medical psychology says, right? The doctor, if he touches the hand of the patient, that itself will 50% of the times heal the person.
Yeah,
And balance 50% if he speaks in a very softer way, convincing way, the patient will become all right. So I think human touch is the most important.
lovely. Sir, my last question of the human archive. This is very favorite question for me. When everything else is removed, everything you whatever comes to your mind, control on A, delete. Okay, when everything else is removed, who are you?
I'm God fearing person,
Okay,
and having utmost belief in God. As I told you earlier, whatever happens, happens for the good. I'm firm believer in this. I think everything gets deleted. This thought will remain in my mind.
right. Okay, sir, I'm done with my questions and it's been a pleasure talking with you. And since you also did lot of what is that shayari,
But I'm
if I,
not done, Satish.
oh
I have
please
to tell
please
you some more.
please tell yes.
And this one is dedicated to your smile, because right from last whenever we started speaking, whenever I saw your other videos, your smile is uh, contagious,
Oh, thank you.
right? So this share is on your smile.
Thank you.
I'm waiting for your word.
Oh, Ishad.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So it goes like this. हर दर्द की दवा नहीं, दवा खाने में. Dard, pain,
Yes, pain.
and
Yeah.
dawa is medicine, and dawakhana is hospital.
Right.
So you don't get medicine for every pain in the hospital. That's what this line says. हर दर्द की दवा नहीं, दवा खाने में. कुछ दर्द यूं ही ठीक हो जाते हैं. कुछ दर्द यूं ही ठीक हो जाते, मतलब some
Yeah,
pains
it's
will go off
automatically
as
gone.
it is.
Mm-mm.
हाँ, how? That is the important point here. तो हर दर्द की दवा नहीं, दवा खाने में. कुछ दर्द यूं ही ठीक हो जाते हैं बिला वजह मुस्कुराने में. Just keep on smiling without any reason, Satish. That is sufficient. It will
Lovely.
heal lot of pains.
Lovely.
ठीक है? And this was my second last share. And the last share to conclude this our very interesting session will be this. And this is again especially for you. Shall I go ahead?
Yes, Ishad. Yes.
बस इतना सा असर होगा हमारी बातों का. Means you will have असर is the effect.
Yeah, yeah,
बस इतना सा असर होगा हमारी बातों का, और कन्वर्सेशन विल हैव एटलीस्ट दिस मच इफेक्ट. बस इतना सा असर होगा हमारी बातों का कि कभी कभी तुम बिना वजह मुस्कुराओ. So which means you will just sit in some
yeah,
corner
yeah,
one day and start laughing,
yeah,
citing our conversation. So
yeah.
that's what this line says. बस इतना सा असर होगा हमारी बातों का कि कभी कभी तुम बिला वजह मुस्कुराओ. That's it.
Lovely. Fantastic. So, since you have given it, how can I send you empty hand? So I just picked up small, small words which you said, small, small things, and I have my own shayari for you.
Oh,
And yeah, it may
instant.
not be as good as what you have done because it's in English, and I just picked up few words what you said right now, and may not be in the proper format, but let's go. Why not? It's between two friends. So yeah. So my poem starts like this. Some people balance numbers, some people balance life, and then there are rare souls who quietly balance both. For years, he means you. He has walked the corridors of healthcare, turning challenges into possibilities, guiding institutions with wisdom, and serving humanity through leadership. Yet,
Wow.
beyond the spreadsheets and boardrooms, lives a seeker of deeper truth, a man whose faith lights his path and whose
Wow.
spirituality enriches every step. When number rests, words awaken, verses flow. It just flows for me. Thoughts blossom, and in the beauty of Urdu shayari, he
Mm.
finds another language himself, he finds another language of the heart and comes to the end of it. For some count wealth in numbers and some count success in achievements. But the fortunate count their journey in wisdom, faith, and life they touch. So
Uh,
my last line is the finest balance sheet is not written on paper, but in the prayers remembered. And the last word you just said, I just made a note of it. But in the prayers remembered, the hearts inspired, and the last lonely smile awakened. Thank you very much.
wow. Wow, 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 wow. Zabardast.
Yeah.
Awesome, Satish. I think you are
Yeah.
also becoming a genuine poet now.
So this is something, like we just started it. Now it is going on, like, it's good. And it's been a
Correct.
pleasure. It's been my blessings, and it's really my privilege and honor to have you on this show. And I'm so thankful to you that you spent and what is welcome back to India. And if I am in Hyderabad, we are meeting. So
Yeah, sure, sure, sure. Thank you so much, Satish, once again. I think we are connected from a very holy city. I think that blessings will also uh, shower on Waycraft and you. And I wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
thank you so much. And to all the viewers, thank you for signing up. And as I close, always, always be healthy, always be happy, always be loving, and always have a ever smiling face. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye.
Good luck.